You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you have a job and you live somewhere or you're a grown up, you can handle it. Your kids are gonna be the people that gotta go to school and deal with this bullshit, and they're gonna end up like this motherfucker, hanging out with Dylan Roofs and then fucking.
And the things you gotta explain to your children, it's just getting ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, you got to explain that why, Sally Mae in her class, father likes the Confederate flag. Why the Confederate flag is, why some people think that it stands for something great. And, it's all type of ridiculousness that, we have to deal with. And, I don't want to get too deep down in the weeds right now on...
Because we turned the other cheek.
Yeah, because,
In the same week.
Yeah, niggas down in South Carolina ain't mad, so why the fuck we mad? You know what I mean? Why should we be mad? So,
God.
Yeah, we're going to take a break right now. We come in, we're going to get into a different topic. We'll be right back. Politic Ditto. Peace. All right, we're back. Politic Ditto with Bam and E.
Just that.
All right, now we're going to, lighten the mood a little bit. We're going to get into, the whole upcoming political field. There's a big presidential election coming up 2016. As we all know, Barack Obama has been president for the past 8 years. He ain't do shit for black people, but that's another story. But anyway.
I can't say he ain't do shit. He did some things, but the weight of the world is on his shoulders. It overpowers what he did actually do. It's an argument. But these Republicans that are running for office, I think I could name about... It's 12 of them. I say I know, let's see, Jeb Bush...
Okay. Do you know what Jeb stands for?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Because I first thought it was like his name must be Jebediah, right?
Oh, you mean his name? I thought you meant what he's running, like his whole...
No, his name is, they call him Jeb Bush.
Yeah,
so
I just figured he was country, his name was Jeb.
No, his name is John Ellis Bush.
Oh, they got fancy with it.
Yeah, so they just call him by his initials.
Oh, okay.
That's why if you ever watched Arrested Development, the TV show, the son name was Job.
Okay.
But it was G.O.B. George Oliver... Forgot their last name.
And then you had...
I think they were clowning on the Bush.
Donald Trump, who's hilarious.
Yeah. He just
paying people to come to his speeches.
Would you have gone if they paid you?
Yeah, because I know I'm not voting for him now. I would have took the money. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the money.
Good point. Okay. And, I'll throw another one at you. Do you know who Marco Rubio is?
I've seen him a lot, but I don't know much about him.
Do you know what state he's from?
Minnesota, I believe.
Let's see. This is your humble co-host right here. He's from Florida. Close.
Another Florida person? Yeah. Oh, wow. So who's from Minnesota? Is that the woman?
Bachmann. Michelle Bachmann, but she's not running this time.
Oh.
No. Okay, so you got Rubio. Now, Rubio got into politics, or like his mentor was Jeb Bush. So all thoughts were that because people knew Jeb Bush was running, that Marco was going to be like, okay, let me just back up.
So they might do the whole vice president thing. They might be in the cahoots with each other.
I don't know because Marco
politics go.
But see, that would be consistent if Marco was second to Jeb because Jeb's older and Jeb's going to have more money and is more established. So
he's a Bush.
But it would be almost right for Marco to come under him.
Yeah.
But Marco's winning now. So if you're winning...
Now, though. Still early. Now.
Okay.
Now. But remember, we talked about it right here.
Yeah. Valid point.
Gotta pay attention.
Okay. So you also got Ted Cruz. Do you know who Ted Cruz is?
Once again, another Republican that I do not know about.
He's a senator from Texas. He's like batshit crazy. He's real Tea Party, right wing,
I've seen a few speeches on him.
Yeah,
he's firearm happy.
Yeah. He wants guns in the womb. He wants guns everywhere.
Yeah.
So then you have my favorite Rand Paul, who I like. I like Rand Paul.
Why do you like Rand Paul?
Because I think all white politicians are racist, You know what I mean? Or not outwardly racist, but they support white supremacy like most black politicians, but they more outwardly support it. But I think that he calls it... I think he's more frank, and he wants to repeal the fact that most states you can't vote if you have a felony. He wants to repeal that. He wants to repeal, or he wants to reform, I should say, these harsh prisons for drug offenders. He wants to like downsize prisons. You know what I'm saying? Because if no other reason, just because it's too taxing on government. You know
he
what I mean?
just wrote a book too. I think I seen him on CBS News one morning. He was talking.
Yeah. I mean, they all got books. They all travel with books now. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's kind of
I did hear him say that.
Because also that's another hustle. Like a lot of these people know they're not going to win. You just run, get your name out there, and you write a book.
And that could be his angle to get people.
He really wants to run because his father was a famous politician who ran last time, Ron Paul. Okay. You know what I mean? So
got you.
And he's carrying his father like he's serious about it. You know what I mean? Even if he knows in his heart he probably not going to win, he's serious about it. There's other people like Ben Carson or Huckabee, they know they're not going to win.
Then Dr. Ben Carson, correct?
Yeah, fuck on though.
Black man.
Fuck on though.
Republican.
Yeah.
All right, they out here. Understand that they are out here.
I mean, there's a lot of Republicans, and I don't mind that, but my whole thing is not even Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal. When they had to vote for civil rights, if you're conservative, what side would you have been on that vote as a conservative? And we all know conservative voted against civil rights. When they abolished slavery, if you're conservative or liberal, because you can't say Democrat, Republican because the party switched. So people say, well, the Republicans free slave, but they weren't your kind of Republicans. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I mean? Like so just say conservative or liberal.
Got you.
You know what I mean? If you're conservative, you wouldn't have been voting to give niggas rights in the 60s. You just wouldn't have done it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Only liberals wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? The same way now, only liberals want to give gay people voting rights. Conservatives don't want, gay people marriage equality. Conservative people don't want to. Or people who are conservative with that particular issue don't want to. You know what I mean? So, I don't understand how you could be a black person and you could be on the same side as people of that side. You know what I mean? So, Ben Carson, yeah. Then you got Rick Perry. You know who Rick Perry is?
Yeah.
The governor of Texas, the one who forgot shit last time. Who's like, he's an idiot. He just looked like what George Bush wanted to be. You know what I mean? Really from Texas. You know what I mean? Really grew up on a farm. And remember, he had a ranch in Texas he grew up on called Niggerhead.
Murdered his own child, Rick Perry, correct?
No. That's an invalid statement. That's an invalid statement right there. No, he did not murder his own child.
No?
Hey, no, wait. No, you ever heard that kind of shit from me?
Oh, no.
We need ratings, but not like that. That gets sued. That's insane. No.
Okay.
I don't think you can murder your child and run for president.
He had an abortion. Him and his wife.
Oh, I don't know that, but I'm not going to say it didn't happen. I don't know that.
But you know.
Yeah. So then you also have Rick Santorum. And do you know who Rick Santorum is?
Another Republican.
Yeah, but he was a senator.
That I do not know about.
He was a senator, from Pennsylvania, right? Now, he's really religious, Catholic, like a man should be with women, or all that kind of shit. So he hated gays so much that his name became something, Santorum. Okay? So now I'm going to put it up for you so that you can read what Santorum means. It's I think it was started by Dan Savage. I think Dan Savage created it. Let's see if we can pull this up really quick. Okay, here we go. This is the definition of Santorum. Can you read that, E?
Sometimes 40, usually slimming. Amalgam, lubricant, stray facial matter of ejaculate that leaks out in the receiving partner's anus after a session of anal intercourse.
Yeah, so now this dude hates gays so much the gays got together and named nasty jizz that comes out your ass Santorum. So now forever he's immortalized as nasty jizz that comes out. He's kind of like truffle butter. You know what I mean? So that's Santorum. So you have Rick Santorum, and then you have who else is there running?
It's a woman, right?
Oh, Carly Fiorina. Yeah, she's coming out, but
got to be competition for Hillary.
Yeah, that's her type. Well, that's who she's going straight after. She's going straight after Hillary, and but she ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
So out of these people we just talked about, who do you see coming out?
We didn't mention Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, who right now is leading like all the polls. But I think it's going to end up being Scott Walker, Jeb Bush, and Marco Rubio as the 3 top contenders.
So now I'm going to pay attention to these Republicans. I got to.
Yeah, and then I think John Kasich, who used to be, I want to say, governor of Ohio, he's going to be key because they're going to say, okay, like, if Jeb Bush wins the nomination, he brings Kasich on as his vice president. That means the Republicans got Florida and Ohio. That means they won the election. You know what I mean? Because the election isn't about winning New York or Connecticut because that already goes Democrat. Like, they can see shit. Like I tell my wife, like, I want to move to Iowa during one presidential election because they really go door to door in Iowa. Like, they give a fuck about Iowans, which is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Iowa and Ohio.
Iowa and New Hampshire, because those are the 2 first Republican primaries. So, like, basically, if you win Iowa, then you...
I thought it was Vermont, but...
No, it's Iowa, New Hampshire, then South Carolina, then I think it's Florida, then it moves to somewhere else. That's how the primary goes. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, if you win, like, that's how you get momentum. If you win, then there's past records that show that if you don't win the first 2, you can't make it to the 3rd. You know what I mean? If you're a low-level candidate, we forgot Chris Christie, people like him. If he doesn't...
Yes, Chris Christie,
yeah,
shutting down the bridge.
Yeah. So, so like somebody like Chris Christie comes in, doesn't even place in Iowa, doesn't place in New Hampshire, all of a sudden his money starts drying up. He can't even compete to go to Florida, go to South Carolina, go to Florida, move on for commercial, all that kind of stuff. So he...
Chris Christie, he really weaseled his way out of that whole situation with the bridge.
You know why? Because... I just watched
Clean Getaway,
this documentary on the 60s, and the great thing about government that when you study like history is the fact that there's like America thinks our corruption is different. Like we're made to think like Nigeria's corrupt, Jamaica's corrupt, Africa's corrupt.
Yeah.
But America's corrupt. But America they set up to a point where our corruption is different. Like people will do something and say, okay, well, like say if you're the president, and me and Jamie, our other boy. Me and him going to do something, and we know it's best for you. I'll say, Jamie, let's go do this, and let's not tell E, even though we know it's best for all of us. Because that way, when E's asked about it, E could be like, I have no idea. And you're telling the truth.
So you set me up.
No. We're doing this because that's the way the team works. That way you don't get in trouble because you're the president. So there's a lot of stuff that happens that is corruption, but we play it at a different angle where we say, okay, that's not corrupt because he didn't know. But in a way, how it got done and what's going on. But you say, okay, I don't want to know. Or people could be saying something, you say, wait, what are you guys talking about? I don't need to hear this. And you'll walk out of the room. But you know what's going on, but you don't know what's going on, so you have plausible deniability. So that's a big thing with politicians. And so... why it's believable that Christie doesn't know what's going on. It's unbelievable for you to believe that he doesn't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Weasel his way out of that one.
But that's the way they set shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you can't find him guilty or anything if there's no direct paper trail to him. And that's the way you set it up. You make sure, like, you tell people at lunch, like, you probably say, you like, E, yo, whatever you're doing over there, just make sure, it stays over there. You know what I mean? And don't email me, but how you gonna go to a government official and say, yo, he told me to keep whatever I'm doing over here, and that means this? He'll be like, oh, come. I say Eric was having problems with his wife at work, and I was saying, yo, you're a good worker. Whatever problems you have at home, keep them over there. You know what I mean? So
gotcha.
It works for us when it works for us, and then all of a sudden, when one of us need to flip and one of us want to turn, then it also protects me. You know what I'm saying? Because you love holding the bag. So that's a big thing with politics. That's the same thing that happened with Nixon. Nixon fired his boys. Nixon telling his boys like, you gotta do it. And niggas like, yo, that's part of being a soldier. You know what I mean? That's
the game, baby.
I mean, that's like with drug dealers too. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
the game.